Saddleback College is a great place for veterans because not only of the VETS program, the faculty, staff, and administration at Saddleback College support veterans. It's not just lip service. They actually support the veterans. The professors support the veterans and let them add classes when they're late. They advocate for their behalf. They reach out on their behalf. The administration can provide them with solutions to problems that they're facing. The foundation office has their back, processes emergency grants in a timely manner so they don't become homeless. If there's a veterans program at a college without support outside of the program, it struggles. And luckily, we don't have that here at Saddleback College. Hi, I'm Colin Williams. I'm Veterans Counselor in the VETS program and Department Chair.
In 2017, I was transitioning out of the Marine Corps, and I knew I wanted to go to school, and I knew I wanted to transfer. So I applied to Saddleback because it was here in Orange County, and I knew researching the school that they had a high percentage of acceptance rate for transfer students to UC system. So that is really why I wanted to come here. And I knew that they had a pretty good veteran community because they're so close to Camp Pendleton. Hi, I'm Moises Machuca, and I am an alumni and current part-time faculty member here at Saddleback College, and I teach English 1A, writing composition. And a fun fact about me is I build Legos, a lot of Legos on my spare time.
So when I was getting out of the Navy, I stopped by my education office on base in Camp Pendleton, and I asked around what was a good school, especially for veterans, and actually a lot of people kept mentioning Saddleback, specifically the counselors at the education office. They're on base. They said Saddleback is a really great one. I'm really grateful that I found this place because it has been great for a veteran transition school. Hello, I'm Amanda Reyna. I am a student veteran here at Saddleback, and I'm looking to get into marketing. I would say a fun fact about myself is I did skydive over Dubai twice in one day because they lost my camera footage the first time.
I was in the Marine Corps from 2007 to 2017. I served primarily as an infantryman. I was in 29 Palms with 2nd Battalion 7th Marines, deployed to Afghanistan in 2008. And then I transitioned to Camp Pendleton, and I was with 3rd Battalion 5th Marines. And then I ended it with the Marine Corps Mounted Color Guard. And so that one was a really, really cool experience. That's what allowed me to do what I needed to do to get out.
I was a Navy corpsman, which is a medic, for 9 years, active duty the whole time. I did really well in school, but financially I didn't have the means to go to college. So my father said, you could go to the military and earn a GI Bill and go to school for free eventually. And it got in my head, and I was like, I've never met a woman veteran actually. So I had such a fear of it because I feel as though I never even saw it in media even. I knew I wanted to maybe become a nurse or be in the medical profession. So my first 4 years that I was at a duty station, it was in Newport, Rhode Island. While I was there, I also did color guard. I did get to perform at funerals for service members who have passed. After that, I got stationed in Bahrain, which is in the Middle East. Unfortunately, while I was there, COVID happened. One of the most amazing highlights of my career was getting to be on the vaccination team in Bahrain. I was on a team that vaccinated the entire 5th Fleet of the Navy, and I was vaccinating active duty service members for the US military, but also for Australian Navy, the British Royal Navy, and even some civilians that lived in Bahrain. Made me feel like I was really doing something. And then after Bahrain, I ended up going to Camp Pendleton because when a Navy medic joins a Marine unit, they have to go to a Marine boot camp. It's called FMTB. It's a very challenging boot camp. It's 2 months long, and essentially you're learning trauma medicine, but also how to be a Marine because you will be wearing their uniform. You will be a part of their unit. I went to the trauma medicine boot camp and I completed it. I ended up having a grand mal seizure. It was my second of the year. Then I went to my Marine unit, and I was diagnosed there with epilepsy once I saw a neurologist. And so they put me up for med board, which is essentially where you get out medically. When my neurologist told me, we're gonna have to medically separate you, it was very challenging for me. I felt that, I don't have an option in this choice. Once they decide, you only have a couple months to get out of the Navy, and my whole point of joining the Navy was to eventually go to college. And that's when I was stopping by the education office and asking questions, what schools are great. They kept telling me Saddleback is a great school.
The transition from active duty military to civilian higher education is extremely hard and difficult. I think sometimes it's minimized, even by the student veterans themselves, where they think that it's going to be an easy thing. It's not, it's very difficult. I was discharged in 1999, so 9/11 happened shortly after. I left my friends, many kept on continued to serve after I was discharged, and then were in Iraq while I was at community college. And that was tough. I would still communicate with them. They knew I was going to college and they weren't, so they had a lot of questions about things, how civilian life worked. The top 3 transitional issues for veterans were employment, housing, and feelings of loneliness and lack of camaraderie. So employment, I think we do a pretty good job. I mean, they come here to, for upward social mobility, to get a good job. Housing, we can assist with through emergency grants and community partners. But really, I think that third transitional issue, that feeling of loneliness and the lack of camaraderie, is where the VETS program shines, because we create that space where they reconnect on a college campus.
Finding the veterans program was it was very healing for me. To find other people in similar situations was really good for me. I was able to tell my story to other people, and I realized not everybody is alone with having a challenging transition out of the military, and you do need people around you that are going to be positive and help guide you and help you with getting everything you need, education, or just being there as a friend. That's why I really love the program, because they even do like little group events together, and it's just helped me in so many ways that I don't even think they know.
The VETS program loves to build community through fun events that build camaraderie, like our offshore fishing trips out of Dana Point, the Angels baseball game that we attended last year as a group. So those events that build camaraderie are really important.
The VETS program, they go above and beyond to help you out. And if they don't have the answers here, then they'll point you in the direction that you need to go to. This is a place where you're able to figure that out. You have that space and the opportunity to talk to other veterans that, like myself, that have gone through the transfer system and now are in grad school, and pick their brain and ask them for advice, because I was in the same position.
The foundation has supported the VETS program since its inception. The foundation assisted with getting the community donations to build the Veterans Memorial. It's the nicest Veterans Memorial in Orange County. The emergency grant program has prevented student veterans from going homeless. It has fixed their car when they weren't able to get to school. It has paid bills when their electricity has been turned off. It has paid for books for their classes. So the emergency grant program is a key component of our program, and without the foundation's help in raising those funds, that wouldn't exist. The emergency grant program has directly led to student success here for our student veterans.
Right after Saddleback, I went to UCSC up in Santa Cruz, and I studied literature and philosophy. And then I applied to grad school at UCLA, and I started my PhD program in 2021.
Saddleback has really made it an easy place because of the veterans program, and I'm really grateful for that. So my experience has been great. I'm really going to miss Saddleback a lot.